Welcome to Water Online Radio, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. And broadcasting direct from AWWA ACE12. And now, here are your hosts, Todd Schnick and Todd Youngblood.
And we're coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. This is day 3 of AWWA ACE 2012 in Water Online Radio. I'm your host, Todd Schnick, joined by my colleague, Todd Youngblood. Finally, we get a lady to join us.
We had one yesterday, and somehow she didn't show up. I didn't understand why that was.
Well,
we scared
probably
people off.
You
think it was me? Again? Not again.
Well, I'm excited to welcome her. I want to say hello to Ellen Gaby, who is the VP of Sales in Orica Watercare. Welcome to the show, Ellen.
Hello.
It's good to have you, Ellen. Before we get into it, do take a second. Tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Been in water treatment for 30 years. I've been with Orica Watercare since 2005. So we've seen the introduction of some new regulations, and we're working very hard to help our clients meet them.
Do us a favor and share with the audience a bit more about what Orica Watercare is all about and what you're doing for your market.
Orica Watercare really focuses on disinfection byproduct compliance. Our product was created specifically for removing organics and allowing customers to meet these new regulations. So really we have a laser focus on regulations and allowing our customers to become compliant with those regulations, and that's really all we do.
How big a deal is that? They are regulations, so your customers obviously they have to comply. They don't really have a choice. But I mean, what's different about what you have to offer versus some other folks who are out there doing the same sorts of things?
What's different is that our process simply removes that which you don't want from the water. The nice thing about ion exchange is that you actually exchange those things in the water that you don't want for things that don't matter, that are fine, that are already naturally in the water. We are not adding a chemical that could lead to unanticipated consequences down the line or create a byproduct that may become regulated in the future. We simply remove those things from the water that you didn't want to have there.
Now, how unique is that technology? I won't pretend to understand all of it, but it just sounds different than what we've heard before so far at the show here.
It was created specifically for this application to remove organics from drinking water. Anion exchange has been around for a very long time. The way that it was utilized in a process was very difficult to be done in large flow rates, such as you would have in a municipal drinking water application. So that's what's different about our process is finally the process has become flexible enough to be used in very large applications.
Ellen, two-part question here. Explain what DBP regulations are, and then more importantly, what valve does Orica offer its customers facing Stage 1 and Stage 2 DBP regulation?
Disinfection byproducts regulation, it regulates the use of an oxidant like chlorine or bromine with organics. So they're the byproducts that naturally occur when you add a disinfectant to a water that has organics in it. And these have now become regulated to a degree for which most people have to change the way that their drinking water plant operates. A lot of states and a lot of municipalities have gone about this by adding chemicals, and some have been able to meet the regulations by adding chemicals, but most of that has not removed the source of the problem, which are the organics in the first place.
Ellen, help us understand a little bit about the financial impact of all these regulations. There's obviously a cost to comply,
right,
but there's got to be a benefit somewhere. Just talk us through that.
Right. The cost of meeting these regulations has been tremendous, particularly for small drinking water plants in small cities and towns where they had a narrow budget to begin with. One of the things I like about our process is for surface water plants who were using a lot of chemicals, they can actually lower their operational cost by introducing our process. So by working with our municipalities, a lot of times our equipment will pay for itself in a very short period of time.
I want to make sure I understand what you said. So I have a cost, it's offsetting the cost of complying with the regulation, and operational maintenance things really lowered?
That's correct. In our best case, our customers get disinfection byproduct compliance as a bonus, but they really get to tighten up their plant, lower their operating cost, lower the sludge, and make the whole plant offer and work a lot better.
That's a heck of a value proposition for
great.
Orica. Wow.
You know, the problem is getting people to look long term, because adding chemicals is fast and it's easy and it doesn't take a lot of planning and it doesn't take a lot of financial finesse. But being able to create a financial package that allows a city to spread their operational costs over, sometimes we're talking about a payback of 5 years, which is fantastic. We do have some cities that are announcing that they will be able to lower their rates in 5 or 6 years because they've implemented this process. But it takes a financially savvy city to structure their program to where they can actually recover these costs and pay for it up front. But we are working with those cities and towns that have quite a bit of financial savvy, and then we're working with a lot of people who just can't meet the compliance, and so they just really have to figure it out.
There's all kinds of ways they need
There's
it.
all kinds of ways they need it.
Ellen, we're really curious to hear more about this MIEX process and whether or not there are any new advancements in that.
There are some new advances. The MIEX process, as we've said before, was really targeted specifically for disinfection byproducts regulation, for removing the organics. But the latest technological innovation is that we are mixing resins in the MIEX process so that we can meet disinfection byproducts, but also secondary standards like hardness, remove hardness while we're removing the organics, target specific anions that may be an issue like nitrate or sulfide or bromide. So really being able to custom blend a system so that we get you in compliance, but we also allow you to meet secondary standards that you needed, that your citizens wanted.
Ellen, I hate to say it, but we're out of time. Before we let you go, how can people get in touch with you? And more importantly, where can they get more information about the good work at Orica Watercare?
The best way for them to get in touch with us would be to go to our website, which is www.miexresin, MIEXRESIN, miexresin.com. There they can get links to all the information on our product, they can get phone numbers, and they can get in touch with us.
Outstanding. Ellen Gaby, VP of Sales with Orica Watercare. It was great to have you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. All right, well, that wraps the segment. On behalf of our guest, Ellen Gaby, my co-host, Todd Youngblood, all of us at Water Online, I'm Todd Schnick. We'll be right back with our next guest.